class. I just finished grading exercise 3, which was on this tomato soup essay. And I just want to go over a couple things about this essay because it'll help you understand how to structure your essay that you're going to write this weekend, essay number 1, your argumentative essay. So what I want to point out is the thesis sentence really is a list of America's most common meals which show that the tomato is fundamental to the typical American diet. And the reason that I'm saying that's the thesis sentence is because it answers this question up here, which is, does the United States have one particular food that is more important than the other? And so this is their answer to that question. So I'm saying that's the thesis sentence. So the thesis sentence is the sentence that states the overall main idea and argument of the paper. So basically a thesis sentence is trying to prove that something is true or correct. All right, now the plan of development sentence is a sentence that kind of outlines the 3 main arguments, usually it's 3, that the writer is going to make in their paper. So that would be this sentence, that pizza, spaghetti, and the ever-popular burger and fries meal would fail to delight if not for the tomato, underscores the fact that the tomato is the most important food in the American diet. Now some of you put this sentence kind of up here as the outline sentence, to be sure that tomato is a major ingredient in chili, salad, steaks, and it kind of goes on. And that does look like it could be an outline sentence, a plan of development sentence, because it's listing things. But if you read on in the rest of the paper and you go to the other paragraphs, it never talks about chili or salads or Mexican food, but it does talk about pizza, spaghetti, and the ever popular burger. So we see that the next paragraph right here, it's talking about pizza. Then we see the next paragraph, spaghetti. So that's why this is the plan of development sentence. And once in a while, it can be a little hard to determine the plan of development sentence unless you read the entire essay. So for me, the first time I read this paragraph, I actually thought that this could be the plan of development sentence, and it wasn't until I read on that I realized it wasn't. So as a writer, I maybe would have said that this wasn't the best sentence to put in because it kind of does confuse the reader a little bit. So I just want you to be aware of that and aware of how the paper is structured. So now one other thing that I want to point out too, and this is going back to paragraphs, is look at the topic sentences of each paragraph and how clear they are and how clearly they relate to this plan of development sentence. So here we have that pizza, spaghetti, and the ever-popular burger would fail to delight. Look, I have this topic sentence that says the tomato is the most important ingredient in most pizzas. Right there, it's very clear. It's linking back. It's talking about pizzas and tomatoes. And then it kind of goes on and explains a little bit more. So that's a really clear topic sentence. And it's stating my first argument, that tomatoes are used in pizzas. Then I get my second argument. And I have my little transition here. It says, like pizza, spaghetti is associated with Italy, but is an American favorite. So here I'm moving from pizza to spaghetti. And so that clearly gives me that topic sentence. Then for the last body paragraph, we have our third argument. They go, of course, one cannot discuss the typical American diet without mentioning a hamburger. All right, so that's that third element in our plan of development sentence. They mentioned the hamburger last. So that's here at this topic sentence. So notice how these 2 real important sentences in our introduction paragraph, how they could really outline the rest of your paper, and that there's 3 clear arguments that each have their own paragraph. So when you're writing your essay this weekend, and I'll send out a little more information about that shortly, I want to see you mimic this paragraph in paper style. I want to see you have your introduction paragraph with a thesis and plan of development, and then I want to see you have what we call 3 body paragraphs that each present their own argument for why your thesis is true. And then a little summary paragraph, kind of like the concluding sentence in the paragraph that our textbook talks about. You have a bit of a concluding paragraph that sort of restates your answer and purpose. Clearly the tomato has a promising future in America. Okay? And then they go on to summarize kind of how it's part of America's favorite dishes and so forth. So I just want to break down this essay for you and show how it was structured and put together, because that's a good format and model that I want to see you guys using in your own writing.